90 something Euro van transporter with the 2.4 diesel. I'm going to do some fuel pump adjusting in a minute. Figured I'd use my cell phone to explain things a little bit. The upper sprocket, you can see the bolt is out and the sprocket is free to turn. I'm going to put the bolt back in so the sprocket doesn't pop off. But then what I'm going to do is, you can see the dial indicator here. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the pump. This is the locking pin, so right now everything is set up to top dead center. I'm going to take out the locking pin and I'm going to rotate the pump until counterclockwise or backwards until this gauge stops moving. Then I'm going to zero it, and then I'm going to turn the pump in normal direction of operation until the correct timing is reached. I'm going to go a little bit further because of the slack in the belt. Oops. And then tighten this cam sprocket. And after that's done, I'm going to turn the engine with a ratchet and double check my timing via the dial gauge. And that's it. That's how you set up the pump. You'll see that with my video glasses. Okay, so you remove the pin. Now I'm going to turn it in reverse of travel. Normal direction is counterclockwise, so I'm going to go clockwise until the needle stops moving. You can see the needle moving. It stops moving right there. I'm going to zero it. Get my eyes to focus. And now I'm going to go forward again until I get about, got to look at the spec first. So we want about 1 plus or minus 2. We want 1 millimeter of lift, plus or minus 0.02. So we're at 0 right now. And I'm going to go counterclockwise. And it'll start moving again. And then we're going to go a full rotation, which is 1. But I'm going to go a bit more because of the belt slack. And right about here is where I'm going to tighten up the cam bolt. Okay, one more time. Go clockwise first until it stops. It still stops at 0. Now I'm going to go counterclockwise. There's 1. I'm going to go 115 maybe. Snug up the camshaft. And it's still holding there. I dropped back a bit. See, it dropped back because of the slack in the belt. And the pump is loaded, right? Spring loaded. So that should be close enough though. As long as it's past, a little bit past 1, that'll be fine. And the true test will be turning it by hand. Just going to make a mark here. Doesn't have to be exact. Here and here. So I'm going to tighten the sprocket first. Dieter, lieber mal abschminken, the sprocket. Okay, it's tight enough for now. I'm going to go tighter later when I know the adjustment's okay. Okay, now I'll do the same thing from the crank pulley side. Watch the gauge. And you can see I went even further, but it stopped at 0 still, which is good. And now I want to go until this mark lines back up. And I should see a 1, so it's just lifting right now. And go back a little bit. You see, just past the 1 mark. I'm going to double check the TDC mark at the top. I don't think I can see it from here. Oh yes, I can. It's pretty close. Yeah, that's pretty close. So that's good. Timing's okay now. You want a lift of 1 millimeter plus or minus 0.2, and I think I've got what is that? 10, 2, 3. I've got 1 and 0.3. It's good enough by me. Double check one more time. Go counterclockwise first. Watch the needle. It's going to go counterclockwise. Then it's going to stop at 0, which it did. I'm going to go forward again to top dead center. What I'll do this time is I'll stop at 1. Just a little bit more. There's 1. I should be able to see my white TDC mark up here. If I can find the hole here. Come on, I just had it. There it is right there. So there's my white tooth on the ring gear, and it's almost in line. So just go a little bit more. Come on. Ah, it's too far. Very finicky movement here. Very touchy, I mean. So I had about 1.3, no, that's 1.5. Go forward. There's 1, 1.2, 1.3. Come on, where are you? There we go. That's pretty close. That's good enough by me. That's it. You got any questions, let me know. The dial indicator just comes out from the back of the pump. It's just screwed in. And the key is that you preload it enough. If you don't preload it enough, you're not going to get the needle movement at the correct time. And that washer actually belongs in there. There's just a bolt here. 12 millimeter head. I forgot to mention that you have to make sure that the choke cable, or the ignition advance cable, which is this one right here, and in the dash you have to push that lever in so that this cable comes all the way back. You don't want to adjust pump timing when this advance is out, because that's going to over advance everything. Okay, so that one's tight. Gonna snug up this one a little bit more. I think it's 70 foot-pounds, and that's it. Any questions? Post comments. Thank you.